This is Big Leagues Country Roads Rankings. Yoo-hoo!
Hello again, everybody, and welcome inside OH Report World Headquarters in Mansfield, Ohio. I am Travis Big League Berardi, and that fine gentleman right here is Brian Slow Dance Skowronski, and we are here once again with your Country Roads Rankings for the boys' side, Division 3 and Division 4, and Ski, a couple new faces to the top 10 this week.
I'm looking forward to seeing these shiny new faces. Fill me in.
Well, without further ado, let's just do that. At number 10, the Crestline Bulldogs. They have made it in at number 10, 2-0 last week, along with a 1-1 week from Willard and 0-2 week from Northmore that puts them into the top 10, and they're deserving of it. They're having a fine basketball season thus far in the Mid-Buckeye Conference, sitting there in the top 3 alongside Lucas and Kidron Central Christian. So,
shout out Tyler Sanders doing his job out there, making it happen in Bulldog Country. Love seeing it.
Exactly. And, you know, they had last year a chance of winning a sectional championship, came down to the wire against a good St. Paul team, and then going to the district championship, couldn't pull it off. But, you know, they want more this year, and right now they're at number 10 in the Country Roads Rankings. They got a big one against Northmore we'll see coming up here later in the week. At number 9, we have the Fredericktown Freddies, winners of 7 straight. They started off 1-7, knocked off 7 straight, including a win over East Knox to help Centerburg out. That we'll see both those teams later on in the rankings. But Fredericktown, you know, peaking at the right time right now, Ski. Moving on to number 8, the Mohawk Warriors. They went 2-0 last week, move up a spot. They're at 12-4 behind Colonel Crawford and Upper Sandusky, but you know, we've seen them a couple times. They're a pretty solid squad. At number 7, we have those East Knox Bulldogs. They went 1-1. That one loss being Fredericktown, but you know, dropping down just a little bit because we've had so many teams ahead of them going undefeated this week. But they got
biggest drop on the list.
Yeah, they got a big one coming up though. They can jump back up. They got Centerburg coming up, and you know, a game that could now clinch the conference for Centerburg, but if East Knox can pull one off, they can remain in the title hunt. Now to number 6, and the Monroeville Eagles, 2-0, 12-2 on the season. They're sticking right in there with Western Reserve. Just a surprising team to me, but as we talked on our game last night, Lucas and Northmore, Isaac Roeder really doing stuff for those Eagles, and they have a chance of possibly doing something special in their district. At number 5, speaking of another team in the Firelands, it's the South Central Trojans, coming in at 12-3. They had a 1-1 week, but it was a tough loss to a Margaretta squad that is really good. Another one of those teams in that district, the Willard district in Division 4, that will have a chance at a district championship. But South Central, another good squad, really top-heavy Firelands Conference with a lot of good talent up at the top.
Really bottom heavy too. A lot of teams sinking trying to fight for last place.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about that, but you know, they'll get better.
Look at the bright side.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, everybody has down years. Moving to number 4, those Lucas Cubs, 2-1 actually on the week. They had a really tough loss, like kind of a head scratcher at Kidron Central Christian, lost by 1, but they bounced back. They beat a Division 3 Northmore squad last night that you saw live in 3 right here with us 2 on the call. But it was a good win for Lucas, who, you know, despite losing a couple main pieces last year, the Toms boys really picking up the slack.
Yeah, and then losing Aiden Color too. They've been able to find some other dudes, plug and play. A few of them stepping up to the occasion. So it's good to see Taylor Eisman. He has such a plethora of athletes. I don't know where they all come from out there in Lucas. You drive through, there's just one stoplight, but they seem to find some quality talent year in and year out.
Yeah, I was thinking about dropping the Cubs down after that loss to Kidron, but teams below them really didn't do much. And then, you know, Monroeville and Mohawk both beat teams they were supposed to. So Lucas, they deserved, I think, that number 4 spot. 4-1. Pretty much the same as last week. Number 3, the Centerburg Trojans, another 2-0 week. They are 14-2 on the season, and in that Central District in D3 have a chance of doing something really special. At number 2 and number 1, it's the Sheldons once again. Western Reserve, the number 3 team in all of Division 3 basketball in the state of Ohio, at 15-0. They went 2-0 last week, and as expected, number 1, the number 2 team in Division III in all of Ohio.
Wow.
David Sheldon's Colonel Crawford squad, 3-0 last week. They are also 15-0, and it's just been something that we've said on every ranking thus far, that Sheldon versus Sheldon's getting a lot closer now, Ski.
The family affair should play out this season. At least that's what we're all anticipating, but you never know when you get into tournament time. There's a team that I'm going to mention here in a minute that may just shake things up. But now that I've seen your top 10, can I go ahead and dive in and devour here?
Have at it, sir.
First, let me just say I'm proud of my Crestline Bulldogs. I made you aware of them. They were just off of your radar. They weren't quite in that top 10. Congratulations to Coach Sanders and the boys playing themselves in there. But we're going to find out about them next week. As you alluded to, they got to play Kidron Central Christian and Northmore. So let's see what you're really made of. Can you keep yourselves on the list? That's going to be the question. And how about those Freddies?
Yeah.
We all left them for dead on the side of the road like they had a broken wing or something, but all they've done is they've gotten better behind closed doors, and they're flapping their wings. They haven't lost in over a month here in 2022. It's been great to see them get above 500, and that win over East Knox, that's a huge one. Should move them up in the seedings when you get into tournament play.
Absolutely.
Top 5, I would say that they're probably properly ordered, and deciding between Colonel Crawford or Western Reserve for 1 and 2, I would say
it's more like 1A and 1B right now.
It's like, yeah, you're looking, and it's like, do I want Margot Robbie or do I want Beyonce? How do you choose? They're both equal amounts of hotness. It's just what's your flavor on that particular day. So it doesn't really matter to me who's at 1 and 2. They're probably going to play it out when it matters most in tournament time. But my only beef on the taco that I'm going to sprinkle on there for you, where's the Willard Flashes? How did they drop off of this list? All they've been doing is, I believe they've won 4 of 5, and you look at some of the teams on your Country Roads rankings, if they had to play the schedule that the Flashes play, they're not anywhere near the top 10. We're talking about top caliber teams. Joe Bedingfield, one of the better coaches, I'd say he's a top 5 coach in North Central Ohio. He's got a team that was a little bit decimated from graduation, and they played themselves in a position where I feel like they belong at least in the top 8 due to the level of competition. It's blasphemy that they're not on here.
Well, they're 9-6, and they keep going 1-1 each week, and we have teams that are going 2-0. I mean, you drop a 12-4 Mohawk for a 9-6 Willard. That's the discussions that we're going to have here in the next couple of weeks. But just Willard, I think they're just a 2-0 week away from getting back up into that top 8. But you got to slate them a little bit. They've been going 1-1, 500 ball. I mean, it's good. District seeding, all that stuff, they'll see that. But right now in my rankings, you're 9-6. You're dropping a little bit. We'll see what you have to do. What they've dropped 4 of their last 7 games as well. So. They can get back, though. They have some really good competition they'll be playing, and they're far from out of this one, right?
I'm playing big competition all year. That's why they're in my top 10. They earn it. They don't go play some of those teams, the others that are feeding off the bottom of conferences. They play in that SBC leg. It's the real deal up there, buddy.
It is. Anything else that you would like to?
That's all I got. I'm good.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for our boys' rankings. But before we go away, 2 years ago, one of the, I guess, worst days in NBA basketball history. We lost the Mamba mentality. We lost Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, and just a little farewell for them. We're gonna sign out by saying, Kobe,
Mamba out.